Hello and welcome to my channel, On the Hook Crochet, where we talk about wearable crochet style. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. The weather here was so beautiful, sunny and kind of cold, so I wanted to share with you something I did yesterday. Of course, I went to church and I wore my new weekender, and so many of you have ordered that pattern. Thank you so much. Y'all are the best viewers and subscribers anyone could ever have. Y'all support my Etsy shop and I appreciate it so much. And then I can give back to you. I love to give nice giveaways. And later on in the show, we will talk about a really nice giveaway at the very end of the show. So stay tuned. But I wanted to tell you what I did yesterday. So I went to church and I had this outfit on. This is the weekender that y'all have been buying like crazy. Thank you so much. It's not a difficult pattern. It is so easy. And it's kind of special because it's not just a double crochet. It's a V-stitch, really pretty. And I tell you how to work that out with your stitch counts, but I don't tell you how many stitches. I just say what the multiple is to start. And that's the only direction I give in stitch counts. Now, I have made it twice already. The first time I made it was with the Aran Fashion yarn. I want to show this to you because some people have asked me where to get that, and I put the link down in the description box several times in the past. I have put it there, but I wanted to put it down there one more time. I don't know if they have this color yet. It's at Love Crafts. This is a gorgeous color. It is not a solid color. It has some black in it as well. I'm gonna get that up there where you can see it. It's a dark gray and black, and it has some little tiny bit of purple in there. So it's really a beautiful, beautiful yarn. This is Aran Fashion Yarn by King Cole, one of my favorite manufacturers. I don't know if you can see that. King Cole is a product made, I believe, it's distributed in England. I'm not sure where the product is made exactly, but it's made in Turkey. I just checked. It's made in Turkey. So this is a Turkish yarn, and it's sold by King Cole. And here in the United States, you can buy it from Love Crafts. So you don't have to order it from Europe. You can order it right here. So I order a lot of yarn from Love Crafts. I love Love Crafts, not sponsored. But this is one of the nicest yarns I've worked with in a long time. It is partially wool. Again, let me tell you the percentage. The wool is 70% acrylic and 30% wool. Now, I wore this yesterday to church. It was so warm. I wore it with a light turtleneck, just a knit shirt, not a sweater, under it, and a black belt. And I found a skirt in my closet that was very similar to this color, and so I wore that, and then I had black tights and some black, wedge heels on. And I'm going to put a picture right here of what it looked like yesterday when I was wearing it. So if you can see that, I was just combining black and this kind of a grapey, plummy, currant color together, and I pulled the outfit together, and Mr. On the Hook really, really liked it. When I emerged from my dressing area, he said, "I really like that outfit." And he rarely ever says that. He does compliment me sometimes, but that was a very nice compliment. And I wore it out to dinner, and we just enjoyed the day yesterday. But what I enjoyed was wearing one of my creations. So when you crochet something and you wear it out, it is just so nice that you can wear that. Nobody else is going to have that outfit on. I'll tell you that right now. You won't see yourself walking down the street in a weekender made from some pretty yarn. So I made it twice, as you know. I made it in a shorter version. This is a long version. As you can tell from the picture, it's as long as my skirt, almost as long as my skirt. This one is much shorter. This is made from Scarfy yarn. You can make it from this. This is a bulky weight yarn. And if you hold these two together, the yarns are very similar in size. Now this one is a little bit bigger. The bulky is a tiny bit bigger. But this Aran yarn is a substantial yarn. It is a great worsted weight. It says Aran weight, but it is really nice weight yarn to work with. And then the Scarfy yarn is very easily accessible. You can go right down to the store and buy it. I think Joann's carries it. And it's really soft. I really like this one. I made it smaller, shorter, and with I believe, a larger hook. So the crochet part of it went very, very fast, and you sew it together and you crochet an edging, and you have a beautiful over garment for a turtleneck and a skirt or pair of pants, pair of jeans. It's just beautiful. I'm tempted to make it again in a scarfie in a different color, but I'm not sure I'll get to that. But y'all feel free to choose different colors. This is the denim and navy color. Again, so beautiful, and the colors just blend in very nicely there. I really enjoyed making both of those weekenders. So I will be wearing those. I really like the blue one. I'll probably wear it some this week. But today I wanted to talk about a new pattern that's coming out called Beautiful You. Now, Lion Brand hasn't contacted me and said they didn't like that name. So if I have to shorten it to Beautiful, I might do that. And I might do that anyway. But the original sweater that I made was last year, and I made it from Beautiful You yarn, which is not available anymore. This is what it looks like. The stitch definition with Beautiful You is absolutely gorgeous. It is an all acrylic yarn, and it really crochets up very, very nicely. But if you don't have some in your stash, I don't believe you'll be finding any. Now, you might find it on eBay. I haven't been out there in a while to see if you can find Beautiful You on eBay, but I made the Beautiful You pattern, or the Beautiful pattern, out of a Beautiful You yarn the first time around, and just gorgeous. And it's so squishy and soft. I really like this for a summer top, and all into the fall. You can also wear it into the fall, obviously, because I just made my winter berry out of Beautiful You. And it's real squishy too. I really like it. But it's a doubled yarn, so I use 2 strands at a time. This was a single strand of Beautiful You crocheted into a short sleeve top with a scoop neck. And a lot of y'all wanted me to write the pattern, so I'm writing it now, and I made it again. What I like to do is make the patterns that I publish in different size yarns, so you can see that you can actually do that with my patterns. I always say you can make this out of any size yarn and hook that you want, because I don't give stitch counts. Now, this is a Beautiful You adjusted pattern, I could say, out of Chloe yarn. And this is Chloe yarn from Yarn Bee. This is from Hobby Lobby. Really love it. Beautiful yarn, and this particular color is Golden Sunset. It has yellow and purple and coral colors in it. As you can see, I've crocheted it and I'm finished with it, and I will be in the pattern writing down some of the particulars that I used for this particular size yarn. Now, this is considered an Aran weight or a worsted weight. It really behaves much more like a DK. It's really a DK weight yarn. It's just small, and there are some parts when you come across in the yarn that are very thin, but I just kept going and it ended up being bigger again. But see, that's about as big as the yarn is. It's a decent size yarn, but it does not behave like a worsted. It behaves much more like a DK. So I made it I didn't care if it was DK, small, large, Aran weight, whatever. I just crocheted till I had it to the right size. And then because it is partly wool, and this one is 270 yards on the cake, by the way, 270 yards of the Chloe yarn. And let me see what it's made from. It is made from 70% wool and 30% viscose. It is a warm top. I've had it on all morning. Today is about maybe 40 when I woke up, and by the time I was dressed it was 46 or 7 outside, and the house was quite cool. But I've had this on for a couple of hours and it is quite warm. I have to say that the wool is kicking in. It's 70% wool, so it is very comfortable to wear. Now, I made this particular Beautiful You as I did the first one with a short sleeve, and I put a special edging, which I didn't do on this sweater. This is a very plain sweater, but it's beautiful in and of itself. But the edgings on here are very simple. On this one, I started out with a special edging at the bottom of the sweater. The special edging is probably 3 rows wide right here at the bottom, And then I started out with a plain row here at the bottom, and then I did 3 decorative rows, and I continued up on the top of the sweater. This is a little bit longer sweater than the Beautiful You I originally made. This is a little bit longer, probably mid-hip. The other one was a little bit shorter than this because it's more of a summer sweater. This is a little bit longer to keep me a little bit warmer, and it has long sleeves, but the sleeves are much longer than the first version that I made. The first version were right about here, and this version goes all the way to the elbow. When I crocheted the edging, it hits me right at the crook of the elbow here, so it keeps the back of my arm very warm. I like that, and I could probably still wear this with a knit shirt underneath it with a turtleneck or a mock neck at the top. Now I'll show you the back. This is the back. It's about, like I said, about mid-hip, so you can see that it's longer than the first version. I really like this. I like the Chloe yarn. I used 4 cakes of Chloe yarn, and as you know, last video, maybe the one before that, I said I was going to run out. I thought I was going to run out, so I picked this up in Florida. It was a different dye lot, and I wasn't afraid of that. But you know what? You know how much of this I used? This 5th cake, I used 1 yard. 1 yard of this 5th cake, and I probably, if I'd left 1 row off here, I would have had enough yarn, but I couldn't, of course, I couldn't foresee the future, so I didn't know if I would need it, and I was glad that I had it. But early in the making of this sweater, and I'll give you a little hint of things you can do, if you are changing cakes, for example, I always suggest that you change cakes on the end of a row. It just, it keeps you from having to hide yarn in the middle of a row. And it's also more continuous, especially if you're using a self-striping yarn like this one, then you want to engage a new cake at the end of a row. Just remember that. Now, I had some yarn left over when I did that. A couple of times I added a cake, and I had a piece probably this long, and I just cut it off and threw it away. Very big mistake. I should have just thrown it in the project bag. And then when I came to the very end of my sweater, and I did just need a yard, I would have had a yard. But foolishly, I just threw it away. And I shouldn't have done that. So I had to use a yard of this. And if I hadn't bought this, I would have had to rip out some things to make enough room for the yarn that I had. And I'm glad I didn't have to do that. I did not have to do that. I was thinking ahead enough to buy another cake, but I don't really need it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I guess I could make a little hat with it, or maybe even a scarf. There are a lot of yards on here, actually. I was going to tell you on one of those is 270 yards. So I used 4 of these. So you do the math, 270 times 4. 270 times 4 is 1,080, and I used 1,081 yards of Chloe. So just wanted to let you know that. I do love the colors of this Golden Sunset, but there are probably 8 or 10 color combinations of this. The blue one looked very beautiful as well. If I was making it again with Chloe, I would probably pick up the blue because it will probably look great with jeans, and I might even put a long sleeve in that. I don't know, but I do like this overall. I like it. It's warm, and because it has some wool in it, and it's quite soft. You can go to Hobby Lobby and feel of it. You can feel, see if it would be okay against your skin. It's not the softest yarn, and I think if the 30% had been nylon, I think it would be super, super soft, but it is not. It's acrylic, and it has a little bit of a halo on it. I don't know if you can see that, but there's some hairs that stick up here, but that's a function of the wool. It's not a problem for me. I'm not a big fan of that, but I like to branch out and do different things. So far I have made 2 versions of the Beautiful You, or the Beautiful pattern. So let me show you my 3rd version that I have. It's living in my bumblebee bag that Joe for Totes made me. Joe for Totes. I think that's the 3rd or 4th time I've mentioned that. I can't help it. I love my project bags that I get from her. They're custom and they're beautiful. Now, this is the 3rd version of the Beautiful pattern. This is a really pretty Vita Lana yarn, and I've actually done the decorative edge along the bottom. I've done the decorative edge there, and just 2 rows of that instead of 3. I did 3 rows on here, I did 2 rows here. So again, that is your prerogative to make the sweater however you want. There are lots of options, and I will put those in the pattern. And when I write the pattern, when I finish it, I will write the different options that I did, and maybe, you know, you can do it this way or that way. I like to give you plenty of options so that you can make the pattern your own and the beautiful sweater the way you want it to look. So again, this is Vita Lana, and there are different lines of Vita Lana. This one is called Dusk, as you can see it right there. And the color here is Sanguine, which is the color of blood, of course. Sanguine being the Latin for blood. So this is the color, and I don't know if I can really, if you can see that actual color. This looks a little pink. It is not pink at all. It is more of almost an orangey color. I wish you could see that. I'm not sure if the camera's picking up the correct color, but it's beautiful. And again, it's Sanguine. This is a 60% alpaca, 40% another kind of alpaca, and it's a DK weight, 231 yards. So this is a DK weight, and it's actually larger most of the time than the Chloe. So, you know, when you get your yarn, you have to just kind of figure this is the yarn I want to use, and this is the hook I want to use. You make the fabric, you make sure that it's the right density of fabric that you like, the right drape of the fabric, and that is up to you in my patterns. I don't tell you you have to use a DK weight yarn or a size 2 yarn, which is what this is made from, the original Beautiful You. That's a size 2 yarn. This is a size 3 yarn. This is a size 4 yarn. So, but they don't behave like the numbers that you think they will. So you have to just take that and work with it the way you want to with your fabric on my patterns. So again, that's 3 ways I'm making the Beautiful You pattern, and hopefully that pattern will be out at the end of the week. I'm writing it now, so I'm hoping that I can get all those options written in there. And the technical piece of the pattern, I have to write that and make sure that it's correct. So I'll be hopefully releasing that by the end of this week. A short note about that Vita Lana. I ordered some more of that, and I haven't pushed making this every single day. I haven't worked on it every day because I don't have the yarn yet. And I don't want to get ahead of myself in case they say they don't have the yarn. But I think they probably will. So I'm not worried too much about that. I have been working on that. But I do have another whip that I want to show you. This whip is an old whip. It's an oldie but a goodie. This is made with City Tweed, and it's the DK weight City Tweed in the colorway Coastal. Oh man, this is so beautiful. It's light baby blue, and it has kind of maybe some black and brown little tweed pieces in it. It's called City Tweed. It's absolutely very wonderful yarn. I just love it. And I have worked on this. I worked on it last year toward the end of the year, and the weather was too warm for me to finish it. And so I put it in timeout, which I am known to do. And I found this in a bag, and I thought, I'm going to get this out. It's so soft and so beautiful. I really like it. And this is what I've made so far. It's just a regular sweater, but it looks like, and I'll have to check my notes in here in the bag, but it looks like I have actually shaped this a little bit on the sides. I know sometimes you ask, which patterns do I have that I have used shaping on the sides, and I always answer you, and I'd have to look it up actually. I don't do a lot of that because most people don't want it to be shaped, but I can make it an option. And it looks like in this particular case, see how I've started out larger and then I pulled in just a little bit. So I'm thinking that I was starting this as a crop sweater, and I'll stand up and show you. It looks like I've finished this shoulder, so I'm going to put it right up there. Here's the neckline, here's the other side, and it looks like I have made a little bit of ease here, and then I've taken it out here, so I'm actually shaping the sweater along the side. I'll let you know how that works. I'm not sure if I'm not sure what I have going on here. I've got some notes in my bag, and I'll take a look at that and maybe get back with you next time about it. But I wanted to show you this. This was put in timeout, and so I decided to get it out of timeout and work on it, because one reason is this City Tweed yarn is so gorgeous, and it was not cheap. I don't think I even bought it on sale. I think it was fairly expensive. So it's kind of a luxury yarn. I think I bought it from Love Crafts. I'm not sure. I think they're the ones that carry City Tweed. But this is another color I bought as well, and this is called Snowball. And I was going to actually, I think I was going to crochet trim on this blue sweater in the Snowball. Not sure if I'm going to do that. I might be able to just change my mind this year. I haven't done anything with that, so I might not do what I thought I was going to do last year. But I wanted to show you that. I pulled it out of timeout, and since it's the right weather for it, I may work on this a little at a time. So I'm going to put this over by my chair, and I'll pick it up here and there and see how far I can get with that front, because once you make the front, you're already halfway there. So of course that doesn't include the sleeves. You have to be on Sleeve Island for a while. That's where you're just doing sleeves, working on sleeves. But once you get that done, you're all finished. So it's really, really nice. Again, that's in this bag. It's a see-through bag, so it was easy to find. I just went to my stash and I had this pushed back into one of the cubby holes there. So I brought that out as a whip, and I'll be working on that as time goes by. This is a quick shout out to Jessica at Tiny Worlds of Wonder. I have followed her for a while, really enjoy her channel, and the other day one popped up and it said Annie's Moroccan Tiles Afghan Kit. And so I clicked on that very quickly, and I saw that Jessica had ordered that first kit from Annie's, and I had mentioned that in my videos a couple of times, maybe a month ago. And I had considered ordering that kit myself, but I decided I didn't really want to do that. I had the Persian tiles kit and all of my crochet patterns I was working on. I didn't have the time to work on another tiles Afghan, which I would love to do. And if the time suits me better next year, I would like to, but really I'd like to learn to knit first. So I don't have time for it. But since I mentioned it, I thought I would put a link down to Tiny Worlds of Wonder. Jessica there is explaining all about that very first kit. So when you get through with my video, click on that link in the description box and watch Jessica's video about the Moroccan Tiles Afghan Kit, first kit that you receive, and she talks all about what's in it, and she makes one of the tiles, actually shows you her progress. She doesn't do a tutorial, but she does show you the progress that she's made on that first kit, and I think she finished it. It was the very middle tile in that Afghan Tiles Afghan kit, and so gorgeous, so gorgeous. So take a look at that when you have a minute after this video is over with. One thing I decided last year was to buy an advent calendar, a yarn advent calendar. I don't know if you all have seen these, but some of the yarn companies, and especially those on Etsy or that have their own websites and their own yarn dyeing business, they will put out an advent calendar. And I was watching some of the YouTubes last year, and I just loved it. I love the advent calendars. They open up another little bag every day, and you have 20 days or 25 days or 29 days or whatever it is, the advent calendar. And they opened up each day one of the yarns. Now when you're watching the YouTube channels that do the Vlogmas, that is the Advent vlogs, they actually do a YouTube every day, a YouTube video, and I was watching those last year and just thought, I'd love to have an advent calendar. So I bought one from CraftHouse Magic. I don't know if y'all have seen Ellie. She is so sweet and so cute, and she's a knitter. She's not a crocheter, but she does crochet some, and she does lots of other beautiful crafts, cross stitch and embroidery. She does all of that, and she offered an advent calendar and said you can order this on August the 1st. And so August the 1st, I had it on my planner. I had written it down, and I ordered that advent calendar. But you also receive lots of colors of yarn, beautiful hand-dyed yarn, and you can use these in an advent blanket. You can make motifs out of them, which is what I had really planned to do. Now, it came with this pretty card inside. It says Starlight Wishes. That is the slogan she's using this season. So it's called Starlight Wishes. And it says, thank you for purchasing the Starlight Wishes kit. Your knitting pattern will be emailed to you in mid-November. Now, I don't knit, so that knitting pattern is going to come out to me. But maybe when I start knitting, I will reach back and pick out that pattern that Ellie sent me, and I'll use it with one of her beautiful yarns. I might do that next year. Whenever I learn to knit. I don't know when that'll be. Anyway, this card was in the box. Very pretty, very nicely done. In the box are 12 packages, and each package is labeled with a number. So this is number 5, and on the 5th day of Advent, you open this up and you look at it. Now, what she did, I guess to keep people from getting started too early, she sent a little bag that was on top of these, and it was in kind of an odd color. And so I opened it because it didn't have a number on it, so I wasn't cheating. I opened it up, and this came out. A pretty little string of hand-dyed yarn. Beautiful, beautiful color. Now, it's actually kind of a green color, but when I first opened it up, it looked like it was beige, so I'm not sure what that's about. Anyway, it's beautiful. I love it. I love hand-dyed yarn. You know me. I love hand-dyed yarn. So this is what it looks like. It has little bits of color in there. It's kind of a speckled yarn. Very pretty. And she says, thank you so much, Eugenia. She called me by my real name. Which, my name is Jeannie, but my original name my mother gave me is Eugenia. And Spanish, named after the Queen of Spain, and also after the offspring of the two main characters in Gone with the Wind. And she read Gone with the Wind several times, and she liked the name Eugenia, so when I came along, she named me Eugenia. So a little backstory there. Anyway, this is the Advent calendar that I've ordered. I'm very pleased with it. I can't wait to start opening up the yarn. And of course, I will show those on my videos as well. I won't be doing Vlogmas. I won't have time for Vlogmas this year, but I will be doing some videos, and I will show you the yarn that I opened from this beautiful Advent calendar by CraftHouse Magic. I'll drop a link down in the description box to her YouTube channel. You might watch her. She's so sweet, and she's very, very good at what she does. Her knitting is just amazing, and that's what drew me to her. And then she also throws in some crochet every so often. So Ellie, hello, and thank you for my Advent calendar. Now for the giveaway portion of my program. You can see from my thumbnail that you clicked on to see this video, the crochet surprise has arrived, and I am giving away a crochet surprise for next week. Now, this particular crochet surprise is for the Plump Pumpkin Trivet. And this is a monthly subscription, as you know, and there are 2 trivets. The pattern for 2 trivets is in this particular box. It's called the Plump Pumpkin Trivet. Very, very cute. Get that right up there where you can see it. There are 2 trivets for Thanksgiving. Wouldn't those be cute for Thanksgiving? So I'm giving these away next week. I will be drawing for this particular crochet surprise box. And if you will just put the word trivet in your comment, T-R-I-V-E-T, trivet, T-R-I-V-E-T, then you'll be in the running for this particular crochet surprise box. Now it comes with 4 different colors of yarn. The yarn is the sugar and cream cotton yarn. This is the hot orange, the sage green, and a brown and a cream. So those are the colors that are in the trivets. Very, very cute. I looked at the instructions. They don't look difficult at all. They look very easy to do. Now, instead of tea in this particular box, I didn't receive tea. I received a pumpkin spice homemade soy candle. Not me, it'll go out in the box. But this is a soy candle that you can burn on Thanksgiving. It probably smells really, really good. And that is what's in the box. So instead of the tea, you get that. Also, with the instructions, that are on this really nice pattern card are some extra instructions that give you some more detailed pictures on what your trivet should look like when you're making it. So again, that is the crochet surprise for this month. I love Crochet Surprise. It comes every month with a really neat project for crocheters. No knitting, just crochet. And it's always something cool. It's either something to wear, something to use in your kitchen or your bathroom, a rug. There are lots of things that have come in the last year that I have been looking at this. Actually, I've had it about 2 years now. And the first year I paid for it. It was my subscription. And this year, Crochet Surprise has offered to send me a box, a free box, and then I would pay the postage to send it to one of my subscribers. So be sure to sign up for this. This is the Crochet Surprise for this month, and the keyword is Trivet. So be sure to place that in your comment when you write a comment down below. So we're down to the final giveaway. The giveaway this week is for the Persian Tiles Afghan Kit. So many of you have written and said you'd like to have this. I'm working on this myself and kind of giving you an update every so often about how far I've proceeded in mine. I hope you go faster on yours. I have a lot of other projects that I work on, so I don't always have time. But on November 8th, we're drawing it, which is today. So today is November 8th, and we're drawing for this beautiful Afghan kit. All the yarn you need is in there. Some really great instructions. This is for probably an advanced beginner. It's not for a strict beginner, but if you've made a few projects, hats or whatever, a scarf, you'd probably be okay. As long as you know your stitches and you can read and understand a crochet pattern. Before we draw the winner for the Persian Tiles Afghan Throw, this is a gift from me to a lucky winner who is a subscriber of my channel, of course, but I want to give this away as a thank you to all of y'all for the helping me to reach the 11,000 subscriber milestone. I had kind of set that for myself when I reached 10,000. I thought, well, I'll reach 11,000 and, you know, it may fall off. I don't know. But I'm not going to quit my YouTube channel. I'm going to keep going. So I am excited that I've reached 11,000 subscribers. Y'all are so wonderful, the best subscribers in the entire universe. And I appreciate each and every one of you. So I'm going to draw the winner for this Persian Tiles Afghan right now. So let's turn the camera to the computer and find out who wins this beautiful Afghan kit from Mary Maxim. Here we are at the computer, and there is the URL from the tiles video that we first introduced the Persian Tiles Crochet Afghan Kit for my milestone, and there is the keyword. The word was tiles. So let's find out how many comments we had with that particular word in them, and that would be 382. 382. Thank y'all for participating. I wouldn't be here without you all, so I really appreciate every one of you. All right, let's find out who wins the Persian Tiles Crochet Kit. And that would be Valerie McGruder. Valerie McGruder. And there's the word tiles on her comment. So thank you, Valerie. You have won the Persian Tiles Crochet Afghan from On the Hook Crochet. Congratulations. Well, that's it for today. I'm going to leave that right there. I hope that you sign up for the Crochet Surprise box that I'll be giving away next week. And I have a couple of magazines that I thought I had introduced last week, and the video didn't make it to my video. I don't know what happened. So next week we'll be giving away a couple of magazines as well, and whatever else I can pull out of my stash. I might pull something pretty out of there and give that away as well. So I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. So join me on Monday to find out what's on the hook.